Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. Today I'll be doing a bullet journal history flip through. So let's just get right into this. This was my first bullet journal and I got this in January of 2018. This was a $2 clearance sale at Michael's. It was pretty good quality for how much it cost, and it lasted me until the end of April. So first let's get into the index. There's a lot of things on here. A lot of them actually are just like monthly trackers, and then there's a few other things sprinkled in. So first we have my first habit tracker, which I didn't know what I was doing at all, and the month got cut off at the end. And I actually didn't start this until January 7th, even though I had it before the year started. So I kind of separated things into routines, and then eating and drinking water, and then tasks, so like chores and things, and then the night routine on the other side. This is a savings tracker for something that I was saving up for, which I plan to put this into my new bullet journal. Next we have February, where I messed up again and I put the daytime trackers on the bottom and the nighttime one on top, which this actually worked out, and I finally got horizontal instead of vertical. This was my commission tracker page, which I'll also be revamping and putting into my new journal. This is a pattern I was making, continuing the pattern. My February sleep tracker, which was my first like venture out of the habit tracker realm. A bunch of songs that I wanted to download but never got to. Just a few trackers. This was another experimental page, but I didn't use it all that much, so I don't think I'll be changing it over. One of my favorite YouTubers made a video compilation and I wanted to watch all of them, but again I didn't follow through with that. Page ideas, which is very bare bones, and normal people food, which is just tracking what I ate. Continuation of that. This was my first time trying a different way to fill in the habit tracker for March, and I really like how it turned out. The trick is you only do 3 lines per square, one all the way through the corners and then one other on each side. I actually really like how that turned out, but here I realized that I shouldn't put my chores on like this because I don't look at them enough. My sleep log for March, which I like how this turned out, and I managed to fit all 24 hours in there, which is good because near the end I needed some naps and I wanted to mark those in. And then this page was actually suggested by my counselor at school. It's a grounding page for when you're having a panic attack or you don't necessarily feel real or like you matter. This is techniques you can use to help bring you back into the world. My Crayola marker collection. A little workout tracker that I did, and I actually really like how these like gem patterns turned out. But again, I never got up to 20. And some of these gaps are really big, like for example from one month into an entirely different month just to go up for one push-up. My no spend, which I didn't necessarily fail, it was just to track how often I was spending money. But again, I kind of dropped off once I came home from school. Next year my roommates and I are going to be in an apartment, so we have to cook our own food. So this is just figuring out things that we could have in our apartment to eat, because we've never had to do that before. Some drawings that I made while I was waiting at a bus stop. My April sleep tracker, which I like how it turned out with the teardrops, but I think I should have put other like maybe darker colored teardrops just so it looks more like spread out instead of just like 2 lines. my April habits, which I apparently spilled water or something on. And I continued the diagonal lines through the boxes, but this time with categories. And then a continuation on this page. This was my first doodle challenge, which was inspired by Cindy Guntert-Baldo, she's my favorite bullet journaling YouTuber. But this isn't her challenge. She does have a challenge on her Facebook group, but this one I just compiled from a bunch of pictures that I saw online when I searched up doodle challenge. Some routines that I tried to get into, and this did have a tab on it, but eventually it was just like tearing, so I cut it off. My next doodle challenge for the next month, and experimenting with time tracking. Again, this is a technique that Cindy Guntert-Baldo uses. And since this was nearing the end of the semester, when I go to school full time, I wanted to make sure that I was focusing on my work. So like this purple is homework, so I was making sure I got my work done. But again, I didn't have that many categories that I needed, so if I do try this again, which I might not, I'll have to reconsider which categories I put. And this is just a simple coloring page that I put in here so I could color during class, or if I have free time or I just need to calm down, and I always have my bullet journal with me. Tracking weather, so I would learn what to wear when, depending on the degrees, because I cannot tell what these numbers mean at all. So I was trying to do like a little diary. So for example, when the high is 66 and the low is 48, I want to wear jeans and a long sleeve shirt because that made me warm enough to go outside. This is my friend's old schedule so that we could meet up during school, so I know when she's free and when she has like a set bedtime, so that I know not to message her. This was me experimenting with chores. For example, like fix egg crate, which no one understood this when I posted this on a Facebook group, but I have a mattress cover, like a mattress topper on my bed, and it always falls off to the side, so I like to make sure that I push it over it once every week so it doesn't fall off. But I think this was a really cool visual way that I think could work for children maybe, because when you have to do laundry, like if you're teaching your children to do laundry, they wash and dry it and then they color it in, and then when they put it away they color in like the pants, I think that turned out pretty well for me. Even though I didn't fill in all of them, I did them as often as I needed to do them. This was a pattern that I was figuring out. An anxiety tracker. This page was suggested to me by my friend, and she said that you do a lot of things that you're thankful for that you should recognize for yourself and not beat yourself up about. So every time that I was thankful for something I did that saved me some trouble or got some work done, I wrote it down. So for example, doing an essay and finishing my art presentation early, so like before the night it's due, that got some stress off me. Drinking 8 glasses of water, which I'm not that great at drinking water, so since I did that, that was a big milestone for me. Things to do in the summer with my sister and my family, which some of these I have done. For example, I've made some Ravelry designs and I'm making YouTube videos right now, so that's turning out okay. My May spread, which I picked the color scheme, and I like, it's gonna be May, like in sync. And then for this one, I experimented with a new long distance call tracker. So a no mark means that I didn't have a call. Colored in heart means that I had a short call or a multi-person call with my partner in it. A white heart with a dark background means that I had a one-on-one or a really long call with him. And then a colored in square means that he was in town and I got to see him. my May sleep tracker, which this font took me forever to make, but I wanted it to be perfect because my friend found this font on Pinterest, or not this font, this quote on Pinterest, and I said I need to put that in my sleep tracker. So I spent a while picking what each letter would look like, and I really like how it turned out. My first lettering challenge, again inspired by Cindy, which I might as well link her channel in the comments. Just practicing different fonts and like ways to write words. Another doodle challenge. Welcome to Night Vale tracker, which I need to get back on that train because I was watching the listening to Welcome to Night Vale on YouTube, but I kind of fell off of it. But I'm gonna put this one into my next video. And this was my first time using this as an actual bullet journal, which if you saw before, I basically just had collections and trackers. I didn't use it like a planner because I do have a happy planner that I use, but I think this worked better for me for all these little tasks and things. A little bit of practicing brush lettering. And yeah, that's basically what I use the rest for. Hashtags to remember when posting. I don't know what this is. A daily page, my first daily page. And then trying to figure out a sock pattern and a cardigan pattern. And there's some pen marks in here, but I don't think that was an actual pen test page. And yeah, that was my first bullet journal. My second one is this one, which was $5 from the Artist Loft brand at Michael's. This was an accident because my mom bought a bullet journal because she wanted to get into it, but it's lined paper, so she didn't want to use it. But I figured, you know, I'll use it for now. And I started doing this like backwards because I figured I should do my weeklies and monthlies at the front. So that way the calendar is at the front and the fun stuff is at the back. But that didn't turn out because I got this new bullet journal under here. So I will probably just be using this as like an idea book or a YouTube tracker to figure out when I'm uploading. So this is my first monthly title page, which was June with strawberries because my partner was visiting and we have an inside joke about strawberries. And then this is like my master tracker. So I have my sleep log here, which I did the first half of the month with lines going that way, and then the second half will be green going the other way. Weight tracker, workout and mood tracker, and then my other tracker, which I returned to the long distance tracker here. Water, food, working out, which I did work out yesterday, but I need to get on that better. And then this is my current week where I have all the things I had to do and my line a day, which I'm experimenting with. And I actually pre-set up this whole month, so this is what that looks like. My doodles, which are halfway done. Gratitude tracker and lettering. A little peek at what YouTube videos I'm going to be making. And then in the back, pen test, theme ideas, my packing list, which is reusable, but I never got around to using it. Just a drawing page and some bullet types. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to like the video, and if you want to see more, then subscribe to my channel, What the Beck. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.